game show called Pride or Prejudice, in which the contestants are presented with a gay joke and have to guess if it was made by a queer person or a homophobe. The contestants are all vaguely liberal straight people who desperately are uncomfortable with the entire concept. Update: Albanian Prime Minister announced that his AI minister Diela is pregnant and is expected to give birth to 83 AI children. Dog. Will Albania become the world's first fifth world country? I don't know, man. But maybe you should wait until AI is actually a real artificial intelligence before you start doing this shit. This is embarrassing, man. This is just sad can only go so far in describing what some people do with these AI assistants, all right? Which I'm pretty sure is what this is right here. Basically, this is Siri with a face, right? It's about that dumb, it's that weird, it's that creepy. I don't know, man. What are you gonna do? Nothing, apparently. Hey, hashtag teens, have you ever met a gay? No. Lightning McQueen couldn't keep up with Jackson Storm because of lack of rear downforce. His spoiler was a lie, and he was just older, you know. Cyclist falls down 130-foot ravine in France, survives 3 days by drinking wine he had in a shopping bag. Grocery prices are up. No, you're wrong. Grocery store cashier. Okay, ma'am, that'll be $186. No, you're wrong. Apu is probably not coming this season. They erased him from the B Sharps portrait in Moe's Tavern. They erased him. Hold on. I want to see something here. The B Sharps. Yeah, he was a part of it. Wait, who the hell's that guy at the end? I like how Greece is entirely unchanged. Belgium has gained land. I love this map. I'm glad you enjoy it. What happened to Africa? What happened to this entire span of land? This is weird. This is a very weird map. Sea of Muhammad, Allah Ocean. Finland is still, wait. Okay, I'm sorry. Finland is untouched, but Sweden is Kukistan? Is that how? Because they're like right next to each other, right? Norway is still Norway. I like how apparently Sweden got the shit end of the stick here, and Iraq is there now. This is weird, man. Wow. A few rounds into strip poker, and it's becoming increasingly clear I'm wearing a bomb vest. I would imagine so. How do you play strip poker? Because I feel like smart people who want the game to last start with like their shoes and their socks or gloves or something. See, before you start playing, you want to dress up, right? You want to be the guy that walks in, whether you're bad at the game or not, with like 12 layers. You know, you got a giant coat on top, 7 shirts, 3 pairs of pants, 5 pairs of socks each, but you gotta play the game correctly. Again, like I said, regardless of how good you are at the game, okay? Them's the rules, all right? Because even if you are good, you never know. The executive cuck chair is devious. What a horrible setup, though. Like, yeah, I get it. We like to call everything cuck whatever now, but like, what is this, man? This is 90 pounds of cheese. The average American eats this much cheese every day. Let that sink in. You know what? That does make me curious. From foodrepublic.com, the average American eats about 42 pounds of cheese every single year, which is almost a pound a week. But in Switzerland, the average is 52 pounds a year. That's kind of crazy, but heartbreaking. Poor girl has to get out of the soft, warm bed, even though she's so comfy. Heartwarming. Since it is night, girl finally gets to crawl back underneath the covers and be so comfy. Heart-wrenching. Morning has come again. Poor girl suspects she might be stuck in a Sisyphean curse. Sisyphean curse? Oh, right. Okay. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. You'll make it, though. We all do. Pronouns are confusing. Bro, literally, what is this? Oh, dude. Back when I did play World of Warcraft, like, heavily, I always thought that, like, if your screen didn't look like this, you weren't really playing the game. My screen never looked like this, and I'm so fucking happy, dude. 6 inches, and he cooks for me every night. Right. Couldn't, like, give a motherfucker, like, 8 inches or something. You couldn't just lie. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Look, remember the average is, like, 5 or 4. So, anywho, that shit looks delicious. I've always wanted to try what Remy made from this section of the movie. I've always wanted to give it a go. Look, I get it. I get the message. I really want to try everything that dude made, you know? Please, for the love of God. We're being destroyed from within. Maybe if you channeled all this anger into swimming faster, you wouldn't have come in 5th. Cowabunga, you're ovulating, dude. Whatever, man. Why would it do that? Is that like default? That's not like a setting you have to specifically turn on? Because if it's not, that's really genuinely goddamn hilarious. I love that. That's insane. Beautiful. A billionaire can never be held accountable. Therefore, a billionaire must never make a management decision. I have a suggestion. Force-femming the billionaires won't help. Sorry, I thought you were someone else. Did you? Did you? Or did you just want to like make a Quirk Chungus joke on everyone's favorite Quirk Chungus website? Age 10, dare. I will never do drugs in my life. Age 21, I'll probably never do Probably. Please, for the love of God, tell me it's more than a probably on There are a lot you should absolutely draw the line at forever never trying. When like 3 people within 50 feet of each other see an animal and you're all like, oh, yo, an animal. That's what being a human is all about. This is the human experience. It's true. It's true. As long as you don't just happen to be in the neighborhood of a bunch of psychopaths who like f***ing with the animals. I want to look at them. Don't touch them, please. Will I find the love of my life or be cooked for the rest of it? She's on Yubo. The woman of your dreams is literally on Badoo. Just keep swiping on Wiz and you'll find her. You can meet her on Hilly. She's waiting for you on Hilly. All you have to do is sign up for— Dude, I f***ing hate every single one of these. I will say, out of all of them, I have only tried Bumble, Hinge, and Tinder? Yeah, I've never seen the rest in my life. I don't know what Hilly is. Oh, wait, no, Plenty of Fish. I think I tried that once years ago, like years ago. $10 million or the chance to wait this table. Imagine still being a side character in your own fantasy. I love that. Or a chance to wait this table. Dude, you know what? I'll get rid of the 10 million so I can wait that table, so I can oopsie poopsie a bunch of drinks right down their shirt, man. I could do that. Yeah. Now, sure, they'll try to have me executed in public for it, but I really don't give a f. I think it'd be worth it. The pettiness of this would be worth it, you know? The poor are poor. Oh, no, sorry. Let's read the fixed version instead. Let's do that. Fixed it for you. The poor are poor because they have to spend all of their little money to stay alive. The middle class is middle class because they have to save most of their money to take care of their future. The rich are rich because they have enough money that they can invest most of their money, thanks to exploitative capitalism or luck and inheritance. Yeah, I don't ever want a motherfucker with any background to come at me and say that poor people are poor because of this. None of the founders would have supported trans. First of all, Benjamin Franklin would have been a chaser, so jot that down. I just realized that the future idealized version of myself can't exist without current me being the catalyst for change and doing hard things. Has anybody heard about this? Hey, shut up. Don't you talk to me like that. Don't you remind me that all of my faults, all of my downfalls and pitfalls are my own fault, okay? Don't you remind me that I can't be different unless I do something different, all right? No, I don't need that shit in I don't need that bad energy. Mom gave birth to a whopping 13-pound baby boy, smashing hospital records. How many years was he in there? Brexit geezer at age 0 is insane. People talk about having a big baby. That is probably the biggest baby I've ever seen. And the fact that she survived is crazy, okay? What if you were watching porn that seemed totally normal, and then at the end, it hit you with this? But did you see the gorilla? Oh, I wasn't paying attention to the right thing! What I asked for versus what the evil they did to me. Damn, that's impressive though. Accessing my trans woman male privilege at the job interview by greeting the interviewer with the secret man handshake I was taught during my male socialization, immediately overriding all his biases against women. By doing the secret man handshake, I am immediately promoted from woman to regular guy who just happens to have soft skin, breasts, long hair, a woman's name, and the legal gender marker of a woman in the mind of the hiring manager. As he has absolutely no biases against a person like that whatsoever, this is a privileged position. This is totally how it works. First look at Walt Disney Animation's next short I thought it was a full movie. Versa. A young couple lives a range of emotions from loss and mourning to supreme joy, blah, 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 blah. My 3-year-old granddaughter looked at me with her innocent eyes and said, "Grandma, is it normal for a woman to love a man?" Disgusted. Forcing my granddaughter to see this repulsive hetero propaganda. A kid shouldn't be forced upon these views at such a young age. Never add anything fun or cool, ever. Jeb confirms that they wouldn't have added the creeper if it wasn't a thing already. Yeah, I did hear that because of the way they have rules now set up for the game, the creeper would not have existed today if it were like a new thing. They've really got to figure some shit out, man. It seems like they've been doing pretty good lately. I'm glad they got rid of that bullshit mob vote garbage, but whew, these rules, can you just like make the game, please? Sick of woke, non-conventionally attractive male and video game protagonists, excuse me. Take Joel from The Last of Us. I've used filters to remove his aging skin, DEI chin, woke wrinkles, and graying hair. Now he looks strong, masculine, and attractive. But did you give him a fat ass? Ketchup does not exist. What do you have with these? I'd put ketchup on them. Ketchup? What's that? I've never heard of it. It's just something I just came up with. Average person. Hey, does anyone know where I can get a good full-size keyboard? Mechanical keyboard hobbyists. Actually, you want this instead. It saves desk space, and you don't need all those extra keys anyway. Together, we can build a safer, cleaner city for our children. Look who the radical left just elected. Yes, doll, sign that contract and become what you were always meant to be. My property. Legal eagle! Actually, here's why that probably wouldn't hold up in court. The fact that this game clearly wasn't written with the female option in mind is amazing, especially when you have lines like this pretty much confirming the female protag is gay. The random salary man on the street instantly clocking you as a lesbian is insane. Gay people are like this date needs to be an entire day long, okay? Gay people are like, I had a great time on our first date yesterday. Is it cool if I come spend the night for a breakfast date tomorrow? Made some ratatouille because I like the movie. Might go for a run later. I have had sex before. The moth is seeking public transport. Her wings are tired. Don't even think of taking a step in my kingdom. What? Hi, I'm here for the Magic the Gathering tournament. Of course. And ma'am, I hope it's not too presumptuous of me to say that your transition is going incredibly. I'm cis, actually. Hi, wow, ma'am, your transition. Tony, no! What? Blowing your nose in public is disgusting and rude. The 10th dentist? This wasn't worth the death threats or being called the R slur when people figured out I was neurodivergent. Reply notifications have been disabled. It was apparently written in the Bible, Matthew 18:15. If your brother sins against you, go and confront him. If one of my followers sins against you, go and point out what was wrong, but do it in private, just between the two of you. If oomph is problematic, please DM them about it instead of making a public call-out post. Thank you, Jesus. See, Jesus always knew what was gonna happen. Baby, can you peel this orange for me? Of course, baby. Whoa, what happened? Excuse me, he asked for no pickles. You don't have to be a bitch about asking for no pickles, by the way. I'm sorry, you don't have to do that. That stance, that pissy little look, you can just say, oh, you can do it nicely. You can, okay? And if I was ever with somebody, I'm just saying, if I was ever with somebody that immediately went up and started being a bitch to people because they got the pickle thing wrong, I don't know if I'd want to be with them. I'm just saying. Senior citizens guess 2021 home prices. Yep, no concept of what the world has become. Let's say, oh boy, since it's spooky season time, I made a spooky edit for you, Rebecca. Thank you. She continues to be great. Let's see here. Reddit making a stupid decision about API pricing. Me losing my virginity. Reddit makes dumb decision. I finally decide to check out Tumblr. Meet cool people on the 196 tag and become mutuals. I discover one of them lives in Australia too. I fly like 1,000 kilometers and we f***ing cuddle. Person leaves Reddit, immediately loses virginity. More at 6. Sugar daddy, I'm gonna spoil you. Salt daddy, I'm gonna preserve you. I'm gonna put you in a bag of beef jerky with a bunch of silica packets, you dumb bitch. Sampling bias. Okay, we received 500 responses and found that people love responding to surveys. Yes, I love responding to surveys. No, I toss them in the bin. Several months ago, a couple we are friends with said they don't sleep on the same side of the bed every night. As in, every night when they get into bed, they don't know who will sleep on which side. Still blows my mind. Yeah, I could see that. I don't know if I'd really give that much of a shit. On my bed, which is large and empty, I tend to move around a lot. Sometimes I'm in the center, other side, whatever. You know what? Maybe I'll, shit up and get into the fetal position at the edge of the bed tonight. Maybe that's what I'll do. POV, you said something you shouldn't have at the lesbian bar. Germa would be there dressed as the vampire. On Shark Tank, me. Ridiculously wide sunglasses. I'm out. Yeah, I'm out too. Hammerhead Shark. I'm listening. Thank you, 2014 Honda Civic. My friends don't like the way I talk. I'm so treat-pilled. Okay, so let's work on this. I like sweets. Who the f*** calls them sweets either? Man, your friends are dumb too. Drake makes music for people who follow billionaire mindset accounts on here. You tweeted this at 5 in the morning. He certainly has a hold over you. I'm in the UK. 5 a.m. is 5 a.m. Don't embarrass yourself any further. He still lives rent-free in your mind. Okay. If Lois tried to f***, I'd be like, all right. But if Marge tried, I'd be like, like, what's going on with you and Homer? And do what I do. Wait, what? And do what I do what I could to bring them back together. Jesus Christ, what the hell? We were all busy that weekend. Please bring back Tron Ares to theaters a third time. Hasn't even been a second time, man. Hasn't even been a second time. Tron Ares earned $14 million in its opening day, lower than Morbius. You wanna know why? Take one guess. I will give you one guess as to why this Tron movie failed. Let's see. We can return. America is worth fighting for. You want to drive a big red car and drink soda? Of course you do. You're 12. America is America when Coke and car. A human fetus isn't a human being. Explain what species they are then. Boomer memes are 10 times more funny when they accidentally bump into media they should have no knowledge of. Like he just randomly found this comic in the wild and put this text over it. You can't convince me that 62-year-old pro-life priest Brian Kemper knows what Undertale is. Join a union, hear people constantly complaining that the current union leadership is super corrupt and it's all just the same 10 guys making the same decisions in secret, and nobody else in the union ever gets to know what's going on. Go to the monthly union meetings that are completely open to all 1,200 members. The only attendees are the same 10 guys every month giving detailed reports about everything that's going on. I went to my union meeting tonight, and the retirees' monthly complaint about our healthcare was that for some reason, it only lets doctors prescribe 6 Viagra pills at a time, and they want to f more than 6 times a month. That's verbatim. Think about what you could be missing out on by not going to your union meetings. We don't have a union at EmKay, so well, guess who's the top user of ChatGPT? Shocking. You are why it's 85 degrees in late October, bro. Wait, passing 100 billion tokens? What the actual f does that mean? And that's sad, dog. Can you hear the screaming? Oh, but when I had this saved on my phone, they wouldn't let me back into the country. You know, I will say, if JD Vance was a halfway decent person, like halfway decent, you know, not where he is now. If he was an okay guy, which I know that's nearly impossible in politician terms, but if he was a good person, at least, him embracing this shit would be really funny, and I'd find it really endearing. But because JD Vance is JD Vance, I f***ing hate him for this. This somehow wasn't even the worst thing that happened at that f***ass wedding, so here's a thread of everything that went wrong. A lesbian couple tried making my grandpa their third. That doesn't make any sense. Me thinking why a whale, big, would eat krill, small, and then I remembered rice, yum. So few people appreciate the wisdom I have to offer. Clearly f***ing not with this kind of interaction, dog.